I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 236 of the Strap SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And you know the drill by now, guys. Before we head over to the episode, please make sure you head over to Strap SZN Podcast or Strap SZN Pod. That's our Instagram and Twitter pages. And that will take you to where we're situated at. Streaming wise, there's a link in the bio on both those pages. So if you like audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, usual places where you get your podcasts, we're there. And then also YouTube is also there as well. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, run up the streams, all that good stuff for us. Flowz, as you can already tell, as you already know, I'm very excited for this one. Hope you're good.
Yeah, very good. How are you, man?
Bro, I've been knackered, but suddenly I've got a jolt of energy because this episode right here, boy, we was treated. As boxing fans, we sure are blessed right now, aren't we, bro? We sure are blessed. We can obviously, we give thanks to the Lord, obviously, first and foremost. But then also we got to give thanks to His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh. So, yeah, man. Another stellar Riyadh season card. Beterbiev, Bivol, the last crescendo. I don't think it's going to be a lot. I hope it's not the last because, my goodness me. We thought the first fight was good, right?
Yeah.
This might have topped it, you know?
Yeah, it might have.
I think it has. Yeah. And that's no mean feat because the first fight we said was a 9.5 out of 10. So for us to have this back-to-back 4 months after each other, my gosh, we are blessed. I went through the full range of emotions on Saturday, bro. Full range of emotions. And obviously we'll get there. But because the card was so stacked, I watched the card from start to finish. Lord knows how, because I was out, but I'm about to get it done. But the card is so stacked, bro, that we're gonna have to take it from the bottom and work our way to the top. And every fight is worth talking about. Every fight has got great talking points.
You didn't watch the prelim card as well, did you? Is that
no? What the Malik brother? That guy?
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch that.
Cool.
I didn't watch that.
We're
I was talking about from the televised, the proper
Yeah.
card, not They Turkey's not slick. He keeps winning at the Saudi boxer. That guy. They keep winning them out on these shows. I only see what he's.
I've never watched the prelim.
Never. But shout out to them, man. Shout out to them, man. But look, we started. You know where we started from. The first proper fight on the card. Boatsi, Callum Smith.
What a cracking start.
I mean, you could. Okay, no, it wasn't fight of the night. We know what fight of the night was. But up until the main event came, a lot of people said this was the fight of the night. I mean,
it could be a main eventer. It could be a standalone main event.
Bro, I mean, no, every fight on the undercard is a main eventer. We know that the proper version. Obviously, we talk about because the card was in a bit disarray. But we'll get to that a bit later. Yeah, in fact, let's talk about it now. The card was in disarray slightly because of the fact that after we recorded last week, Floyd Schofield pulled out. We'll discuss that later. And also then, I think a day later or 2 days afterwards, 2 days out from the actual event, your boy Daniel Dubois pulled out as well. So you say, my cousin, brother, you're Caribbean. you could pass for one. You got dreads. He's related to you. I got dreads.
I hope Dubois is okay though.
But he's back. No, he's back. He's fine. He's back in the UK now, apparently.
Oh,
safe and sound. So Frank, on the night he flew back, so he's fine. Yeah. But Dubois also pulled out. We'll discuss that later as well. But so the card was in a bit disarray. The replacements for Shakur's fight was Padley, Josh Padley, I think his name is. Yeah. Don't know who he is. They're quick to say he's an electrician. They're quick to get out there. We're going to discuss that later. But also, Dubois' replacement was Martin Bakoli. And again, we'll discuss that later. But let's start with the first fight of the card. Callum Smith, Joshua Boatsi, which we already said was a tough fight to call 50-50, really and truly. I think we both went the younger man. But as you said, Flowz, cracking fight. I mean, top quality fight. One of the best fights on the card easily. Just a war. Just an absolute war from both men. I want to give my hats off and tip my hat to both men. I mean, they were both sensational in there. And I think it's an example, bro, of an old dog still having tricks up his sleeve and still having plenty of life left in himself. Because one of the things that I wasn't too sure of was seeing, I guess, just how much Callum Smith had left in the tank. I think I mentioned that last week, right? In the preview. For me, obviously, we've seen him lose to Beterbiev. Again, it's fine. Everyone loses to Beterbiev. And then we've then seen him have a quick comeback fight against sort of a no-name. But that was it. We didn't really see him since then. Whereas Boatsi, you can say, he's kind of been on the ascendancy. Now, as I sort of earmarked last week, nice little run. Aziz, what's his name? Who's after Aziz? The gypsy guy.
Willie Hutchinson.
Yeah. So Aziz, Hutchinson back to back. Nice opponents, nice domestic opponents. We did say that Callum Smith will be his biggest test today. We said that. Callum Smith, brilliant pedigree, world champion before at 168. Considered one of the best boxers in the country once upon a time. Not too long ago, really.
Yeah.
Stock might have fallen. Well, I know his stock fell dramatically for you after the Canelo fight, but still a great fighter. Were you surprised, Flowz, at what Callum Smith had to offer and what he had left in the tank still?
Yeah, for me, look, I've always rated Callum Smith. And obviously his stock dropped after the Canelo fight. And I was a bit confused by because for me he's a power puncher. I thought he was just the top. Yeah, we have to address it. For me, he was a power puncher. And
Straight away.
I'm starting right there. And his power didn't seem to affect Canelo. And then he went right back to being a power puncher after that, stopping people, crazy stoppages, came up against Beterbiev, power puncher himself, obviously going to fall short there.
Yeah.
But for me, the question was, he basically retired, I swear.
Bro, I'm telling you, I swear after Beterbiev, he said, I'm done. Or he implied it, saying this is a great career. Yeah.
So that's where the question marks come in, because if he was still because even when he moved up to this weight, we already elected him as the best. We put him ahead of Boatsi. Yeah.
We said he's the top. Yeah.
We said he's already the best light heavy.
Facts.
Out of the British crop. So that's Yard, Boatsi, Lyndon Arthur, Dan Aziz. He's better because he's fought at that level. He's been a champion.
Yep.
So we elected him that.
And he has the size for the division.
Yeah, he has the size. And the skill.
Yeah, and the skill, yes, and
the power.
The power. Yeah. We did.
So the question marks came because we thought he'd been retired. And we know he had a comeback fight. But even then, I didn't think he was still sticking around, really.
Yeah.
So
look, especially with the point when he's gone to a stage where he's only now, it's hard for a fighter when they get to that big fight status with the big fighters. It's very hard for them to then come back down to, let's say, a domestic level. No matter how, unless it's a serious domestic rival, even he said himself, Boatsi was never on his radar. The only reason he fought Boatsi is because he got something he needed, ranking. Because Boatsi had the WC interim title. So if he takes it off him, that gets him in position now to be mandatory. But Callum Smith, as I've heard him say before in interviews, that I'm not looking to fight these up-and-coming guys or these British guys. For me, it's big guys only. Canelo. He's used to Beterbiev and Canelo. So he's not going to want to take a step down in his eyes to fight a Yard, Lyndon Arthur. You know what I mean? So that's why, and obviously, after losing to Beterbiev, it's like, where do you go from here then, bro? Because the only way you can go is back down to that British level or, that level less than Bivol, Beterbiev, or whatever. The only one out there for them is Benavidez, really. Let's be real. So that's why I kind of thought like, oh yeah, his motivations are kind of gone now. You know what I mean?
Out of his mouth, he was questioning whether he wanted to do it. And we've talked about other fighters. When you start questioning whether you want to do it anymore, if you want to go to camp, if you're thinking about retirement, then the fight might be gone. So that was the real question. It was like, is there still fighting Callum Smith? Now look, the Smiths are very proud fighters, all of them.
I rate them though,
Look, and it showed again. He obviously preparation. He can fight. But the question mark was whether he still has it in him. If he still has that hunger, whether he's doing this for a paycheck or if he's really sticking around to do this.
Yeah.
And boy,
proofs in the pudding, right, Flowz? So what we saw, look, man, this was a cracking fight because, in essence, right, it was a war of attrition, right? Complete war of attrition. I think they both got to work from round. I remember texting the group from round one. I said, "Yo, I like this already. I like this scrap already." They both got to it, and they didn't shy away from just being sitting there in the pocket and exchanging. And the issue there for Boatsy was simple. Cool, he's a younger, fresher man, you know, coming off the back of some nice wins, etc. But it's weird because despite Cameron Smith being quite tall and lanky, you would naturally think that this guy probably excels more on the outside, being so tall and lanky. But I think a lot of people kind of forgot or weren't aware that Cam Smith, despite being so tall, is very comfortable fighting on the inside. And he's actually very good fighting on the inside. You know, he's good at doing that. Obviously, if you get someone like Canelo, it didn't look like that. But in general, Cam Smith is just a really, really good boxer. Picks his shots well, hits with enough pop. You know, he's a good fighter in there. And Boatsy, to me, took the wrong approach in this fight because it was kind of frustrating me as well because he was trying to go machine for machine with a Cam Smith. And he was doing that, going toe-to-toe with him inside. But he was losing that war of attrition. All those exchanges, every time they came together, he came off worse to me every single time.
Yep.
And he only looked good to me when he took a step back and was fighting behind the jab on the outside, trying to almost counter Cam Smith every time he threw from the outside. That's when he looked the most comfortable in that fight. But Boatsy being Boatsy, I think we said it before, he does kind of like a tear-up. He does like it. He gets drawn into tear-up sometimes, and he enjoys that kind of scrap element. And he was doing that with Cam Smith and fighting Cam Smith's fight, in my opinion, and he was losing. You know, that machine for machine was not working for him, and he was coming off worse. And I felt like if he'd gone behind his boxing a bit more on the outside, despite being the shorter fighter, but you know, he's quick enough, he was able to time his jab quite well. He definitely could have picked up a bit more rounds for me, but no, he was content to get drawn into that. And the issue with Boatsy, which we mentioned before, is it's all well and good having those wars of attrition, but Boatsy, unfortunately, isn't the best defensively, I think. He gets hit quite easily, to be honest. We've seen him get hit quite easily against other fighters. So, yeah, it just wasn't the best tactics for me, in my opinion. And he lost because of that, I feel like. So, yeah, that's why, yeah. What do you think of it and these tactics?
Yeah, I didn't like it from Boatsy. Defensively was poor. Like you say, I think he was better when he boxed mid to long range, working behind the jab. A lot of it, he's there with his high guard, standing in front of Callum Smith. And Callum Smith's a great combination puncher. Give him credit for that. He puts punches together. He doesn't just throw single shots, really. Especially if you're going to stand in front of him. But Boatsy almost felt like he thought, I'm going to wear Callum Smith down, take his shots, and break him down and get to him late on and get him out of there late on. It seemed like he was, he's gonna empty the tank or throw a bit, and I'm just gonna keep taking these shots and almost Dan Aziz-esque without the jab, almost. Take what he has, and everything I land, I think I hit harder, and I'm gonna hurt him more. So we can go machine for machine, and I'll get to him eventually. That's why he was willing to stand there. But it's a boxing match. You've got to get rounds in the bank. You've got to try and win. So, I think it was the wrong game plan and played into Callum Smith's hands on standing in front of him and trying to trade and exchange with him. Because Callum Smith will step back when he needs to step back as well. He's very good at that. He boom, 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 land his shot, step back when he needs to get out there and move. Whereas Boatsy's coming forward. And if you're just standing there with high guards, and there's no movement with it from Boatsy. No head movement. No head movement. Even the shots that are landing your gloves, boom, boom, boom. You're still going to get...
Yeah.
But Callum Smith is landing clean shots on Boatsy, cracking him.
Yeah.
He weren't even blocking. He was getting cracked.
Yeah.
But, optically, it was looking very peak.
I mean, I must say... perhaps maybe what he's thinking was that he could wear him down based on the fact that, look, age and wear and tear. Callum Smith is what, 34? Boatsie's a couple of years younger. Callum Smith has maybe had double the fights and almost double the fights maybe, and obviously he's been there with some heavy hitters, he took a lot of punishment against Canelo, took a lot of punishment against Beterbiev. So maybe he's there thinking, I'm fresh, I can do this. And Callum Smith did say, a lot of the talk from Boatsie's camp was them shouting stuff like damaged goods and he's on his last legs, he's going to hang him up soon, blah, blah. So maybe that was the impression from their side that, we can outlast you and we can outbang you and we can win this war of attrition. And credit to both fighters because they both showed they're flipping strong. Boatsie, as you said, got cracked. And chin, we always said this Boatsie have a chin, but he's never really been cracked like that. He's been cracked now against a guy who's considered the power puncher, and Boatsie didn't go down. So clearly he's got a chin. And to be fair to Boatsie, he did crack Callum Smith in portions. Yeah. And there were times where I think Callum Smith was hurt, but didn't go down. Again, stayed up, gritted it out. So both of these men, I want to commend their chins on the night because they both took some heavy shots from both guys who are considered heavy-handed. We could say Boatsie's quite heavy-handed as well.
Yeah.
And Callum Smith, I know you might have your doubts a little bit for this, but his opponents say he cracks.
Yep.
We've seen the knockout ratio. I consider him a power puncher. But so yeah, I would give it to him.
Look, I've always considered him a power puncher up until a certain fight where I was very much confused as to why does these punches look so soft. And I questioned it again yesterday because there was a round from hell from Boatsie.
Yeah,
I can't remember what round it was. A round from hell. And to be fair to Boatsie, he ended up cracking
at the end, right at the end.
Callum Smith right at the end.
Yeah.
And Callum Smith looked hurt. But I thought Callum Smith should have got Boatsie out of there in that round. So look, like you say, we can credit Boatsie's chin. We can raise the question marks on Callum Smith's power, but he's always been a power puncher to me. He's got some phenomenal knockouts.
Yeah.
We see what he's done to Groves. We see what he's done to certain man. Had them twitching on the canvas.
Bro, we've nominated him at least more than once for the knockout of the year, I'm pretty sure. So, and the fact that his opponents have said, I've had a few of his opponents come out and say, yo, he can crack. Like, he hits hard. So,
Rocky Fielding says he can crack.
Oh, yeah. He did Rocky dirty.
Yeah. All these men said he can crack. So,
yeah,
he stopped Rocky Fielding round one, right?
Yeah, it was dirty. It was peak.
Yeah, so
first combination really got him out.
Yeah, look, and I think, look, Callum Smith has fought at a high level. Look, he's not even too old. I think the issue was that he came out and said that he's kind of done with this. That's what is swayed me. It definitely swayed me, and I think it swayed a lot of people because if he didn't do that, then and he came out and said, I'm still a factor.
We're gonna go Smith. Let's be honest, because of the fact that look, he's been there. He's fought at the high level. Look, we question. For the pod purposes, I've asked questions obviously about how Boatsie. I think we both agreed last week. We said he's not ready. We know he's not ready.
Yeah, for the big
but
ones.
he's been sort of put in a position to be next up. Obviously now he's come up short here, so I think justified again that he is not ready because. It's fair to say, especially in portions of that fight, Callum Smith was showing him levels. And these are the levels we're talking about. Because we know Callum Smith loses to them guys. He's already lost to one of them.
Yeah.
He gets pieced up by Bivol II. So this is the level we're talking about. And it's not these lot's fault because unfortunately, the bar is ridiculously high in this division, in this weight class. Stupidly high. Because the two top dogs are aliens, to be honest to me. So it's peak. But Boatsie can come again. This kind of does scupper the yard fight, doesn't it, though, a little bit? I mean, it can still happen, but now His Excellency is now pushing for Smith versus Yard, for example. It's tough. It's tough because this is a fight, once again, that is looking like may never happen. Well, I think it could happen still eventually, but we kind of want it to happen when they're both fresh, if you know what I mean. Now that Smith has beaten Boatsie, and sort of earned himself because he said he's looking for a shot at the winner of Bivol Beterbiev. That's what he's doing. That's what he's in it for. He wants to fight either, whether it's Bivol, whether it's Beterbiev, he wants to fight them man again. We know Benavidez is floating around as well. Obviously, this kind of hinges in terms of whether or not we see a trilogy between them man. But for you, in the undisputed light heavyweight sweepstakes, where has Callum Smith inserted himself to? or would you still want to see him fight like a Anthony Yarde, for example?
I think Callum Smith versus Benavidez makes sense.
Okay, yeah, in the interim, right?
I think it makes sense for Benavidez to fight a common opponent as Canelo. I think if he can treat him, stop him, and it also makes the prospects of, because obviously Beterbiev has fought Callum Smith, it kind of gives us an insight into the gap. If there is a gap between Benavidez and Beterbiev and Bivol, kind of closes that. So I think it makes sense for Benavidez. Callum Smith, if he wants to have a crack at them, man, it makes sense as well, and it makes money for him as well. And I think we can see Buatsi and Yarde off the back of whatever the outcome is between Yarde and Lyndon Arthur. I think we can see it next. I don't think it's scuppered it in any way. I think they can. We've been waiting too long. They're both not ready. They both need to fight each other. I think regardless. There's nothing else out for them.
Back-to-back losses will be tough for Buatsi, but you're in the game for greatness, right? So this is Riyadh season, baby. This is
losses. This is old school boxing now. We're seeing.
Yeah,
if you lose, get right back in there and upset someone else, crack someone else. You're right back in the mix again. None of this waiting, none of this ducking, none of this. He's had 2 losses. You get in there, late replacement, whatever it may be, get back in there. Look, Daniel Dubois had some shocking performances.
Yeah.
And people were writing him off. Now he's damn near the man. Parker, the man now.
Yeah.
Get on to him. Yeah. Look, you can take these L's and come back, run fights back and do whatever. There's enough out there for that. So make that happen. Callum Smith, Benavidez, and you know what I want to see in terms of Bivol or Beterbiev.
Word.
You know what I need.
Yeah, we'll get to that. All right, cool. Congrats, Callum Smith. Definitely life left in the old dog. Don't write him off. He's still going. The Smiths, like I said, I like that as a family. Serious boxing guys. And hey, man, I'm happy Callum Smith has still got something in the tank. It adds more to a already crazy bubbling division. So, and domestically, it's great domestically as well. But yeah. And Buatsi, you can definitely come again, man. Let's not see the end of you. Oh, you made me laugh as well because you just said Callum Smith is just better in all areas. Better boxer, better fighter, better trainer. The better trainer.
Yeah, let's not move on. Yep.
Hey, man, we've said it, babe. Virgil, we've said it for time. We've said it for time. That we're not a fan of him, really.
We've tested that chain, diamond test. We've got to snatch it now.
That's it.
He's got to snatch his
chain. Would you want to see Buatsi change trainers?
Yes. At this point, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing he needs to do today. If he hasn't done it already.
If he did, he's been with Virgil for a while now. A few fights now. But I think now he's taking him as far as he can go. If you want to get to the next level, yeah.
As you eloquently put it once upon a time, has he regressed?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say he's regressed.
No, yes, I would say that. But
at that stage, it was looking like he regressed.
It was looking peak for him.
At that stage, but look,
credit, last couple of fights, he's coming strong. Last couple of fights.
But he was meant to beat those guys.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Those guys caught up to his level. They caught up to him.
Yes, true. Really and truly, I should never be questioning whether Dan Aziz, whether he gets through Dan Aziz. And I remember I picked Aziz. I'll be honest, I did. Based on the fact that what Aziz was showing me, he reached his level.
Based on what Buatsi was showing us.
Bro.
So, look, I think, Virgil Hunter, you ruined it for yourself. You should have retired with Andre.
Yeah, damn.
But get Virgil Hunter out of here, man. Because I was trying to pre the advice. I was trying to listen to the advice. I
couldn't really hear it. Yeah. I couldn't either.
I couldn't hear it. But what Buatsi was doing isn't what he should have been doing. So
facts. Yeah.
Even though I couldn't hear it, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna pin out Virgil Hunter as well.
Yeah. You know what? It's true. That's right. Yeah.
I have to
because we saw him change a little bit, but he then went back to he didn't do it enough. Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, better Buddy McGirt. We know about Buddy. So yeah, shout out to Callum Smith. Nice link up with Buddy still. Just beat him all hands down. Everything. Better everything. Cool. Second fight, bro. Caballero versus Zhang. For me, this fight went exactly to script. Oh, man. Look, this fight, I'll just, when I was watching this fight, just walk you through everything I thought. First round comes in. I said, boy, Zhang really does put these bitches together, boy. He really knows how to throw these combos, boy. I said, boy. Anyways, cool. I'm watching. Watching Caballero. He starts banging to the body. Loves to go to the body, Caballero. Loves to smash that body. Cool. Watching that. Round 2. Round 3 passes. I think we're in round 4 now. I said to myself, all right, here we go. Zhang, this is your last chance, bro. Because after this, you're finished. Caballero survives round 4. What's the round that Caballero gets dropped? I can't remember what round.
Round 4. Was it round 4?
Yeah?
Round 3 or 4. I think it was round 4, yeah.
I think it might be round 4, yeah. And out of nowhere, because at this point, Caballero is starting to outwork Zhang. He's starting to outwork him. He's starting to dominate the rounds because Zhang's tank, we know, is emptying after 4 anyways. But yeah, at this point, Caballero is starting to wear this guy down. Amazing body work. It's really taking its toll. Zhang is just being worked around the ring. And out of nowhere, boom, the big bang Zhang hits him with a thunderous shot, drops him out of nowhere. Literally came out of nowhere. And I said, you know what? That was expected. Because we know Zhang has got crazy power, and we know he can really throw his hands, and out of nowhere, he can drop guys out of nowhere. But I expected Caballero to beat that because this guy is tough. And we know we've seen Caballero go through adversity before and come through it. So I said, the moment Caballero got up from that fight, from the knockdown, bro, I said, yeah, next couple rounds, it's long for my man. And as we saw, Caballero just started to go crazy on this guy. Zhang, obviously, as we know, the activity went. And we just see we just see Caballero beating him up, banging to the body. That war of, we spoke about the war of attrition with the last fight. When it comes to wars of attrition, Caballero, he don't lose those, bro. He does not lose those at all.
We've seen it enough times now.
Bro. And eventually we see the body work take its toll. It was body work that stopped him, wasn't it? I think, yeah, it was body work that took a knee. When he took the knee, he didn't look like he wanted to continue. He didn't look like he wanted to continue.
Yeah.
The gas was out of him. The fight was out of him. Zhang has been stopped by Ajit Caballero, who Flowz, I can't lie, he might be the real boogeyman of the heavyweight division. Look, man, Ajit Caballero is someone that we've known about for a long time. Yeah. Again, I don't think casuals will know him that well, but in boxing circles, he's well known. I think I mentioned it before in this pod. He's well known as a sparring partner for a lot of these heavyweights. Yeah. And I've always heard that in sparring, he gives guys hell. Yeah. I've heard he's given AJ hell before in sparring. I've heard in sparring, he gives people serious work. So we've known about him for a long time. And he's always been almost like a best kept secret almost because he's never really gotten opportunities. And finally, this Riyadh season has put him on the stage to perform. Like I said, the last 2 fights, he's been underdog. He's come through it. I think he was underdog for this fight again. I can't remember if he was underdog or not. Possibly, I don't know. But yeah, always underdog, always trudging through and plowing through. And he's tough as nails. He hits hard enough. He's got really good work rate, bro. Picks his shots well. Activity, bangs to the body. He's actually really, really good, man. And I think people are finally realizing now that this guy is a problem. And not many people want to fight him. They gave Bukoya the boogeyman tag, but really and truly, it should have been applied to Ajit Caballero, if you ask me.
Yeah,
he's the one.
Listeners, we'll listen back to the last episode. I think you said Zhang's a 4-round fighter.
Yep. Great 4-round fighter. Yeah. I love watching it for 4 rounds.
Yeah. He came in. But yeah, basically how you said, look, Caballero is very much a factor now. He's on great form as well. Been around for years, fighting like Kevin Johnson's, which is always winning. He's undefeated, but hadn't really had a chance to step up.
Yeah.
And look, against, what's his name? What's the fight?
Rudolph?
Makhmudov.
Yeah.
I think I picked him to lose. against Sanchez, picked him to lose.
Yep.
Not that it wouldn't be a close fight, all close fights, but he really upset the apple cart in those ones. And I thought, yeah, we knew what he's going to do. And he can keep going. He's another one. I think people now are awake to him and need to find a game plan to beat him. But he's a serious, serious fighter. And he can give a lot of people hell. So, look, the heavyweight division is exciting again. Because these men are fighting each other. It's not just fighting random opponents. They're all getting in the mix and mixing it up. So it's exciting. I think there's some good matchups I'd like to see him in, for sure.
Who?
Cody.
Okay.
Cody. Baby Anderson. Jared Anderson.
Okay, interesting. Okay. You will end that boy's career so bad. My gosh.
It's a good fight. Who else is there? Look, Parker, I think is interesting. They both won. Parker. A lot of people are going to be waiting around. But yeah, any of the top guys, anyone in the top 10.
Do you still think he needs another almost a big win to them being conversations with, okay, he deserves a title shot against whoever, whether it's Usyk or Dubois, for example? I know now he's in position, WBC-wise, as to be one of WBC's contenders or mandatories or whatever. But yeah, do you think that he still needs one more before he earns that rightfully? Obviously, just hypothetically, because we know that's not going to happen because of what's going on. But yeah, do you think he's earned himself a position? Because there's a few people jostling position, isn't there, now, to be the next ones to challenge? Because obviously Joseph Parker deserves a shot.
Yeah, Dubois.
Against Dubois.
Dubois naturally deserves a shot. Parker deserves a shot. Caballero, you could argue, does.
Yeah.
Look, I think Fabio Woodley's knocking about as well, stepping up.
Is he? No, he's still not there yet for me. But
look, this. I think all these guys should fight. That's as simple as that. Hrgovic, where you at? Even though just makes it. I do think Caballero, he's on a run of 3 big wins now. Yeah. The only thing is, I don't think anyone deserves Usyk like that. I think Usyk's got to move on. I think I need Usyk to retire, is the truth. And then people can start fighting for vacant belts.
Vacant belts, yeah.
And that we can have several matchups rather than everyone chasing Usyk, if that makes sense. I think Usyk, retire, man. Well done. You've completed it. Get you out of the way.
He has completed boxing. Yeah.
Get him out of the way and let people fight for the vacant belts so we can have matchups for each belt almost. And that would be interesting. And then everyone reunify again. And AJ and Fury got to get out of here too. They fight each other and get out of here. I don't want to see them fighting for belts anymore.
Cool. But yeah, all right. Anyways, look, expected win for me. Caballero was always going to outlast him and just wear him down. That's what he does. He wears people down. He wore down Makhmudov, wore down Frank Sanchez as well. So he's tough, man. Very, very tough. Very tough to deal with. I look forward to seeing where he goes next because he's in good fights, man.
I'm an idiot. I keep forgetting Dubois is a champion.
I thought you would just say that just because. To be fair, a lot of people are Arsenal calling for Dubois to have a rematch with Usyk, but Dubois is a champion.
In my mind, that's Usyk's belt. But Dubois is a champion already. But Usyk, Dubois, run that back. Undisputed twice for Usyk, then retire.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to next fight, bro, because again, another cracking fight. A very tough one to call. I mean, we both said we felt Virgil Ortiz would do it. But I was actually surprised on the day to see how many people that I knew and I saw online pulling for Madrimov. And to be honest, maybe not so surprised because it was a very tough matchup for the young boy.
Yeah.
Madrimov is really good. I've said it before Brad Crawford, I thought Madrimov is a quality fight with a style that is very tough to deal with. And as we saw in, I guess, the first half of this fight, bro, or the first couple of rounds, it was a style that is tough to deal with. And Virgil Ortiz was finding it tough. That's that style of constant movement. The way Madrimov fights, always constantly moving around and then throw the pop, boom, 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 and then be on his toes out of there. Very, very tough to deal with. Constant activity, constant movement, hard to pin down, great footwork. We know that Eastern European, we know that style. Yeah. It's elite. So yeah, man, I'm watching the first couple rounds and Ortiz almost looks bamboozled a little bit because it's like, how am I going to pin this guy down and slow him down with his footwork? Because he's in and out all the time. He's peppering with shots. They might not be heavy. Obviously, we know he's not as heavy-handed as Ortiz, but these are all scoring shots, right, bro? All scoring shots. So I was very intrigued to see how Ortiz, who I rate highly, deal with this and make the adjustments. And the reason I picked Ortiz to win this, bro, simply that fact that I felt like Ortiz would. I knew the start was as expected for me, Madrimov start, but I felt that Ortiz, again, wars of attrition. I thought Ortiz would wear this guy down eventually with his activity, because Ortiz throws a lot of punches. He's a hybrid of styles, but he can pressure opponents. We've seen him pressure guys, and I felt that his pressure, and especially with the power he carries in both hands, body work, all that kind of stuff, will eventually get to Madrimov and slow him down, and that's when he starts to break him down. And bro, it went exactly to how I expected it to go. And that's what it made for a cracking fight, because first half of the fight, first couple of rounds, Madrimov is kind of having his way and putting rounds in the bank for me. And then we saw Ortiz up the pressure, up the intensity. Now he's going to the body to slow this guy down. Really cracking to the body, banging him. And the body work is disgusting, by the way. Like, I felt for Madrimov. And we're seeing Madrimov's activity go down, go down, go down, go down. And that's when Ortiz is then able to trap him more against the ropes or in the corner and really bangs to the body, really cracks to the head. And again, credit Madrimov, because he took some big shots in there. And there were times, in fact, there was one round where he even was firing back. You know what I mean? Like, it was a few rounds, like it was back and forth. But obviously, those exchanges, you could see who was hurting more and who was getting the worst of it. And
he bloodied Virgil, didn't he? Yeah, his nose bloody. He bloodied.
Yeah, he cracked Virgil some big shots as well, but it just wasn't doing the same, I guess, we know Ortiz is very heavy-handed. We know that. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Look, quality. I really enjoyed this fight, I thought it was a cracking fight. And Ortiz was able to break down Madrimov in the end, and that's what won him the fight, I think, the activity, which I knew he would with that pressure. And, but yeah, still a great fight, man, stylistically. What are your thoughts on it, bro?
Yeah, I thought it was a good fight. I picked Virgil Ortiz because I thought he'd close the distance. And he's good at closing the distance. He doesn't just chase his opponents around the ring. He gets to them, body work, and he's got the power. I think the only person he hasn't stopped is Bochuk.
Yes.
And you could see the size as well. He carries good size in that way.
Bro, him and Boots are huge waterweights, man. Ridiculously big waterweights. So yeah, he looks great at this division. I'll be honest, size-wise.
He doesn't look out of place. He was the bigger of the two in there. Now, look, I think people forgetting that Virgil Ortiz was a serious factor, a real serious factor. All the illnesses and cancer fights aside, he's back. He looks healthy. And look, Madrimov, once again, no slouch. Very talented fighter. But it just shows Virgil Ortiz is the truth. He's the truth. Like, this is someone we've pinned as the real deal. Like, they're heirs apparent to Spence and Crawford at the time. Like, clearly the high level. Someone that we pit against Boots.
Yep. It was those two. Remember, those two. These are the two stars.
Everyone knows how high we rate Boots. Virgil Ortiz was right there with him. And that's why we backed him this fight, because though we rate Madrimov, we rate Virgil Ortiz that high. So look, he showed it. What's it? Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya were killing me.
Yeah, really
standing up punching.
Standing up punching. Yeah.
But as always. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good display for Virgil Ortiz. And his stock has risen again because people prefer his performance against Crawford's.
That was the first thing I saw. Who beat Madrimov better, Crawford or Ortiz? And they're saying that Ortiz figured him out better than Crawford did.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That Ortiz looks better the weight than Crawford. And this was a fight that people were calling for Look, Virgil was calling for at 147.
Virgil's been calling that Bud for 3 years, bro.
Yeah,
for
time.
3 years. Yeah.
Look, when people were saying no one's calling out Crawford, Virgil was calling out Crawford.
Facts. Yeah.
For time.
Yeah.
So yeah, people are interested in it again. But yeah, shout out to them. Oh, as everyone was calling Monday Night Victor Ortiz.
That was crazy, by the way. That was ridiculous
as well. But
absolutely ridiculous.
Done it twice.
Don't put that on him, please.
Yeah. Vicious.
So you mentioned it. What next then? Because obviously there's been talks of people threw Bud's name into it. There's Chidi fight Bud. There's obviously the other champions in the weight class because obviously he hasn't got a belt. That was him getting position for a belt. But obviously we've got Fundora, Motazaliev. Fundora's got 2 of them, and then obviously Bud, the other champion. So yeah, what next for Ortiz for you?
Is Spence?
I think he's kind of shown he's ready.
Is Spence Fundora happening? Is that still?
No, I don't think it's happening anymore. No, last I heard of it, that was canned.
So what's Spence doing?
Bro, I have no idea. I have no idea what Spence is doing.
Spence fought at this weight that he's moved up at.
Nope.
Interesting.
Bro, I don't know what Spence is doing.
Yeah, I guess Virgil's ready. I was about to say Tim Tszyu, but Tim Tszyu's off the back of 2 losses. Is it 2 losses?
Yep.
Okay, this is what's it? Mel's old division.
Mel's old division, yes.
Yeah, him stop saying, look, yeah, Virgil Ortiz go for a belt. I'm not gonna waste your time with people who are
I'm screwed.
I'm thinking of Brian Castano. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what he's doing either.
These are all the PBC. Yeah, ignore anybody's PBC. Anybody's PBC, don't bother. Go for the champions now because they'll waste the time.
Fundora, Bud, and Bakram. Bakram's the guy that slumped Tim Tszyu.
Okay.
Those are the champs.
Fundora beat Tim Tszyu as well. No?
Yes.
Okay, so you lost the book. Okay, cool.
So Fundora's got 2 belts.
I guess Crawford. I guess that's the.
Well, the Crawford thing probably not going to happen if.
Yeah.
Crawford's waiting for Canelo.
Yeah.
I think Crawford might just sit on his butt and wait for Canelo. Because Canelo signed this, what we said, was it 3-4 fight deal with Riyadh season?
Yeah, 4.
And the first fight I heard of, the first fight's going to be Skull. Yeah. And then I heard the second fight's when they're going to look at Crawford. So Skull was meant to be Cinco de Mayo weekend. So I think Crawford might just be chilling and waiting for thingy. I don't think he has it. Not that he's scared of Virgil Ortiz. He's bigged him up, but Canelo fight is there for a minute. So he's going to wait for that. So that might be out of the question. So he might, and obviously, yes, Fundora Spence is cancelled. It's not happening anymore. It was due to happen in May, but it's more on Spence's side. Spence has said he will come back when he's ready. Cool. So he's still, again, I don't know what Spence is doing. So yeah, maybe Virgil tries to lobby himself for Fundora. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm not too sure who Bakram is with, but I'm guessing PBC as well. Because he fought Tim Tszyu on a PBC card, I think. So yeah, I think that Bakram guy's on PBC too. So yeah, maybe he goes for Fundora, maybe. But yeah, I think a win over Madrimov, who is an ex-champion and a quality fighter, shows that, and obviously the Bohachuk fight was also really good. Bohachuk was strong, So I think Virgil Ortiz is ready, man. I think he's ready now to take that step up and graduate from our school. So yeah, man. Great performance from him, though. Yeah, really enjoyed the fight. Cracking fight, man, between 2 quality guys. What was next, bro? Flying through. I mean, no great, massive boxing card would be complete without a little bit of controversy, bro. And a little bit of a questionable decision.
Oh, yes.
Hamza Shiraz, Kaz Adamez, which a fight where a lot of us thought was a banker for Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe on our part, Flowz, there was some overlooking done here.
Yeah.
Because even though I said Adamez, I've mentioned Adamez on this pod before, saying he's a good champion and a good fighter. I rate him. But obviously, I'm heavily in the Hamza camp. Obviously, Hamza's been giving me joy recently, bro. So I said to myself, yeah, Hamza.
Yeah.
It's your time, King. It's your time, Aki. Go grab that belt, bro. It's your time, Ak. You know, this is it, man. This is it. All that good work you've been doing, looking like $1 million. Yeah, man, it's it. In fact, you're gonna go stop him. You're gonna knock him out. I was confident, man. But boy, I don't know if you'll call it nerves. I don't know if you'll call it this is the level you need to be at, or was Adamant just a lot better than everyone thought it was going to be? But to keep it a buck, bro, Hamza Shiraz has had a stinker. He has had a stinker in his first world title opportunity, and he's been given a gift, an absolute gift of a decision because he was so poor, man. It didn't even look definitely the worst fight I've seen him fight, to be honest, bro. Like the other fights that we've seen him in, he's looked so much better than what he did against Adamant. And we have to give credit to Adamant first and foremost, man, because he was doing things that was just upsetting Hamza and really putting him off. The constant pressure, the constant movement, the constant throwing of punches. Hamza, to me, bro, looked sluggish. He looked tentative. He didn't want to throw his hands, even though Adamant was there to be hit. Even though Adamant was in front of him, he didn't want to throw his hands. And yeah, man, it was just an off performance from him. And I think he himself will be kicking himself, man, because he knows he's capable of doing better than that. And it's a missed opportunity, man. And unfortunately, we're now seeing tweets like the Hamza Shiraz hype train has just come screeching to a halt. I'm seeing Americans now say, you lot gas up this Hamza guy. He ain't all that. He's a fraud. He's just a weight bully. You know what I mean? So it's sad to see. But, bro, he was given a gift. Carlos Adamez won that fight, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a strange one because, look, Hamza started off well. I think I gave him the early rounds. But Adamez was always live in there, coming forward, movement. Like, I think we were talking in our chat, and I was saying, look, we've got to give Adamez a lot of credit here because he's constantly applied pressure, constantly moving, shown great work ethic, and he kind of closed the gap between Hamza, made him nervous. I think he cracked him, and Hamza didn't like it too tough. Hamza looked like he was waiting a bit too long. Seemed sensitive after a while, and I think that comes from the pressure Adamez was putting on him and the way he was throwing, coming low and going to the body. Was applying a lot of good pressure, and it was actually close in the sense that maybe you could. I think I had it 7-5 Adamez. We could probably 8-4. You could argue, but I don't see how Hamza won that fight. I wasn't even too mad at the draw that someone scored it, but I don't see how you can score it in favor of Hamza. Really, I think the best you can navigate is maybe a draw. I thought they were going to try and bust him that, but he couldn't have won.
Yeah,
but yeah. So look, I wasn't too mad. I know a lot of people were screaming robbery. I wasn't too mad because Adamez keeps his belt. It wasn't that he was robbed of his belt. I don't think he done enough to win Hamza. But I was like, cool, it's a draw. He keeps his belt. He hasn't been robbed in that sense. He's been robbed of the win, but he's not been robbed of his belt, which I think is some justice in that sense. But but what it's allowed Hamza to say is, let's run a rematch. And I don't think off that performance, Hamza deserves a rematch.
Doesn't, but he has to. He has to try and lobby for that rematch.
He should.
Look, man, for me, it's a cardinal sin to, I don't know. I just hate it when fighters don't throw their hands. You're losing this because let's be honest, bro. Hamza probably landed Hamza did land the better shots throughout the contest, right? And a lot of Adamez's work was blocked by Hamza's high guard. Not much, apart from that one shot that remixed Hamza's jaw, and I can't remember which round it was, but it was a big shot. Really and truly, a lot of Adamez's offense was getting blocked up via the high guard.
Yeah.
Hitting his gloves. But you're losing this fight due to work rate. He's outworking you. He's not even landing cleanly. He's not even landing as good as you. But the fact that he's really outworking you, it's criminal to lose a fight off work rate to me. I don't like it, man. And he's there to be hit. Again, credit Adamez. He did some great things, but he didn't do anything to me that looked exceptional. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Like, that's a fighter Hamza can beat, in my opinion. But I don't know, maybe it's the occasion. I don't know, but just losing the fight off work rate alone was poor to me, man. And I think you talk about how yes, it wasn't a robbery for you and whatnot. Obviously, I think what made the robbery shout stronger was the optics we saw in the ring. We'll discuss it from outside the ring. You know what I mean? In terms of what we're seeing, obviously, we all know that Hamza Shiraz is one of the ambassadors of Riyadh season. They've signed him on as an ambassador, as an ambassador. I can't even say the word ambassador.
Yeah.
Cool. We then see His Excellency. Obviously, the videos come out now of His Excellency, knowing that Hamza is down, signaling to Hamza that you're behind by two, down by 2 rounds or whatever. He's gesturing. He's got his 2 in the air, implying that you're telling his fighter really that you're down. You need to step it up because Hamza's corner worker, they're telling me he's ahead, and to me that was bad corner work because he clearly wasn't ahead. But they're saying it's fine. But His Excellency has to come and G Hamza up. So obviously seeing that has then got people saying, "Rah, should this be allowed? Is this foul play?" And obviously we've all felt that he didn't win that fight. So then him to be given a draw, it's like, boy, corruption, typical boxing, blah, blah. His Excellency wasn't going to let his own fighter lose, all that kind of stuff. That's the talk, really. I think that's what makes the robbery stuff even stronger. Now, let's address the whole, His Excellency coming over to Hamza's corner and saying blah, blah. Because a lot of the tweets were saying that he's telling him the actual scorecard. That's not true. That's not allowed. That's not him. They're saying he's sending the official score. No, he's not. No one sees those apart from the judges. First and foremost, that was His Excellency. You go on.
Let's explain why. Because look, the video, I saw the caption saying Turkey's telling him the scorecards, and I listen to the video, and he's saying you're down by 2 rounds. There's 3 judges. There's 3 judges, and each judge has their own scorecard, and each of those 3 judges score the fight differently.
Yep.
One had it for Adams.
Yep.
One had it in draw. One had it Fisher. So he wasn't reading the scorecards. He said, "This might be Turkey's opinion. We don't even know."
It's Turkey's own official scorecard.
Exactly.
His own scorecard. So he's
saying,
"I've got you down by 2.
Exactly.
Mix up.
Exactly.
But there's that.
So this whole that he's reading the scorecards, he can't really come up to him and say you're down by 2 rounds and you're saying that's the scorecards.
Yeah.
It's not.
It doesn't make sense. Doesn't even make sense mathematically. So let's debunk that, bro. Second of all, they're saying, should this be allowed? This, that, blah, blah. Foul play. Corruption in Riyadh, blah, blah. Floyd Mayweather's done the same thing to Tank. We've seen him do it to Tank. We've seen it happen to Bud.
Yep.
Where, I'm down. What? But stop Sean Porter.
They got down? What?
How? Cool. We've seen this happen before with other fighters. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, people saying, should this be allowed? Yes. I want it to happen more. Because it's about time some of these fighters taking the pick. Like, at least it gives these fighters urgency. Now we might see something entertaining. Oh, I'm down, swear? Cool, I'm gonna go for it now. Now we might see something explosive. We might see something great. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm actually not mad at it, personally. I'm not mad at it at all. Because Hamza then got that G up and he closed the show fairly strongly. He went for it a bit more, but still not as much as I want him to. But he kind of got a bit of urgency down because his corner was telling him rubbish. But yeah, man, I'm all sometimes. Look, I don't have an issue with it. Look, Turkey is a boxing fanatic. Naturally, he wants his fighters to do well. He's telling his unofficial call guy. He's telling him, "Yo, fix up. I think you're down." We saw Frank Warren doing it as well to Hamza. It happens. If there are people in Hamza's corner, friends and family, or people who are powerful, in Adam's corner, people who are powerful, or whatever, they'll do the exact same thing, man. To me, it's not that deep. And the fact that we've seen it before, I just wanted to first and foremost debunk the whole it's corruption or he's reading the official scorecards. That is not what happened. And we've seen this happen before many times, please.
Yeah. Look, I saw people say this is why Tank doesn't want to get involved. And I was like, Tank's benefit.
By the way, Tank's fan base is probably the worst in boxing, by the way. But yeah, anyways.
I was like, what are you talking about? We've seen on TV, Floyd Mayweather, not a designated cornerman, come right up to the corner of the ring and talk to Tank and leads the corner work, saying, you're down, they got you down on the scorecards, they got you down on unofficial scorecards it was.
Yeah.
So we've seen it with Tank.
Yeah.
So Tank's benefited from that, and I think Tank went on to stop him. So look, I do want to say, it was a close fight. Hamza should run it back. I don't feel screaming robberies is the case. I had Adam as winning, but close fight. I like Adam's shifts from those early rounds to get back into the fight and take dominance. But yeah, run it back. I ain't too mad. I'm ignoring the whole corruption stuff because that's nonsense. We've debunked it.
Look, yeah. And
I'm
look,
glad we're on the same
unfortunately
page.
as well. Yeah, and unfortunately, bro, look, in boxing, yes, it wasn't the right decision in my opinion, but the more connected fighter throughout boxing, we've said it, and unfortunately, this is not something we can change. The more connected fighter might get a sneaky gift every now and again. You know what I mean? So, but at least Adames hasn't lost his belt.
Yeah.
And no fight, that is so. Because if he lost his belt, then I'll be like, that's deep. That's not how you take a belt from a champion. He didn't win that fight. But yeah, the draw was a gift, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it sets it up now, I think, that Hamza has to come back and rematch this guy, to be honest. I don't want to see it as a case of levels, maybe small levels, but I feel like these are levels that he can attain and that he can, he can, and he himself knows it. He said straight away, I need to right my wrongs. He said it straight away. He looked vexed with himself. And Frank Rowan was obviously quick to come out and say that he broke his hand. But whatever, I don't really care for that. Hamza knows he can do better.
Yeah, look, I'm not too mad because let's say Hamza was the champion and Adams was challenger, and they called it a draw. That's a robbery because Adams deserves the belt, kind of thing, and Hamza gets to keep the belt. Hamza goes away with nothing really, other than maybe the chance to argue for a rematch. And look, that's fine. You're meant to fight, regardless. Adams is going to fight challenges anyway. So, look, he keeps his belt. It's not too big of a deal. It could have been worse. But yeah, they can run it back and whoever deserves to win will win that one. Hopefully.
I hope Hamza uses this as fuel, by the way, because obviously he's going to take corn from, let's say, the Americans and other people who have, suddenly now he feels. I love it when you see me out of nowhere. People who've never said this before. Oh, I've been telling you he's a hype job. No, you have not. Stop lying.
Who the Americans have it's in middleweight? Who they got? No one. So,
bro, they're latching to Lara now. They're saying that Lara beats Hamza. They said, Lara pieces up Hamza, this, that. Look, in fact, I'm going to say, mate, it's the PBC lot, the PBC fans. Anyways.
They got the one that... Who's their man? Jamal?
Yeah. Anyways. All these not saying, I've been saying Hamza's a hype job. I told you, cool. I hope Hamza uses this as fuel for a greater comeback. And I think he has the potential and talent too. And then move up. Because if Frank, to be honest, I don't know how he makes this weight class. Frank was even saying he thinks he's tight at the weight, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But I personally would like for him to see Adams rematch. I think that would be good for him. And if he loses, then fair enough. Maybe he's not the level. It is what it is. But I think he's got it in him.
Well,
I think he's got it in him.
That's partly what we discussed as well. The preparation. He's jumped from a Tyler Denny.
You did say Ammo and Tyler.
You said last episode his best win is Ammo.
And Liam Williams. Yeah.
I think we said last episode his best win is Ammo Williams. Is that preparation enough? We put it down to skill that he is ready. But jumping from a Tyler Denny and Ammo Williams, who are rookies, and Williams, who's never been at that level.
To Adams.
It's a man jump, really.
You're right. Yeah.
So maybe it's just lack of preparation at this level of fighting around position. That the skills is there. He just didn't seem at it. But let's see.
We'll see. Big up Adams, big up Hamza. Shakur Stevenson, Josh Padley. Yeah. Look, man. Before we get into quickly discuss the fight, we know it was meant to be Kid Austin. And we was then seeing, obviously, shortly after we recorded, that Kid Austin has pulled out due to illness. He got ill or something, and then the British Boxing Board of Control stepped in and said he's not fit to fight and pulled him from the card. Now, again, it's come out of nowhere, and from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of confusion as to what happened, to be honest, bro. But I'm looking at Kid Austin's Twitter page, which is also jointly ran by his dad. And the way the dad's talking, it's as if their guy has been shafted. Foul play. He's saying that they've poisoned. I saw him tweet, they poisoned my son.
Stack.
There's a picture of that he dropped off Kid Austin in hospital.
Video.
Saying, video as well, saying how, He's so grateful to be alive. You know, he could have died, all this kind of stuff. And then over the couple of days, we're just seeing more and more unfold, where he's basically going at Shakur Stevenson and his team, implying that they have members of their team have done something dirty to Floyd Schofield. This is Schofield Senior talking, by the way.
Yeah.
Implying that, you know, Shakur's team is dirty and they've done dodgy things and they've basically got his son removed from the fight. We don't know. I saw a lot of rumors saying that Kid Austin was actually struggling to make weight, and they decided to, you know, I don't know, elaborate some sort of story to get him off the card somehow. That's what I saw. I don't think we've seen the full truth, to be honest. And next thing I know, Kid Austin is private, so that tells me a lot that you were getting a lot of heat, because a lot of people were quick to say, "Boy, duck soup, duck season's in," and I feel sorry for Shakur because we know this was Kid Austin wasn't even meant to. Cepeda was meant to be the original opponent. You know that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cepeda ducked
several times. This is not the first time.
Several times. And we know Shakur was due to fight on another card previously. What's his name? Last year. But my man, he got injured. Obviously hand surgery. But then also, he's due to fight, what's his name? The Welsh guy. No. Cordina, no?
At one point.
At one point,
yeah.
I think he had hand surgery. I think that's when he got
hand surgery. Yeah. He was. You're right. Yes, he was.
He was due to fight Cordina. He got injured, and then he got moved to this card. And this card was meant to be Cepeda. Cepeda's ducked. Then Kid Austin's come and replace Cepeda, who is now, I don't even call it a duck. Maybe look, he was ill, pulled off. So out of nowhere, they've got this Josh Padley guy. Don't know who he is. Look, what do you make of? Wait, quickly before what do you make Kid Austin think? I don't know. Have you heard anything else? I have no idea what's going on. But
look, initially when I saw the video of him lying in the hospital, and
you was laughing.
I was laughing. I'll be so real, and I've seen the tweets. They tried to poison my son and all this and all that, and he was. And obviously from Shakur's camp and Eddie, they've all felt like Kid Austin was going to pull out anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't really read too much into it. It is what it is. It's happened. I don't want to get into the conspiracy theories. I don't really care. We knew Kid Austin won already anyway, so it's whatever.
Look, Kid Austin, you saved yourself. I can't lie. You saved yourself. However, they're going to keep calling you for being a duck, and they're saying he might not get a big fight again. I think he can, but he wasn't ready regardless. We know that.
Look, we've seen Frank Martin pull out from fighting Shakur Stevens. Everyone ducks Shakur Stevens. If he is a duck, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're in good company.
I'm finished.
You're in good company. Cepeda, Frank Martin.
Yeah.
You're in very good company. You're in very good company. Tank, you're right there with him.
Isak Cruz, I'm sure, has ducked him too. Anyway,
Isak Cruz, you're right there with all them, man. So it is what it is. Hopefully you get better and whatnot. So all of that. But yeah, it's his dad's fault. His dad needs to get off his Twitter.
It's actually very, very, it's corny and very, very unsettling. The way dad uses and talks on his Twitter is weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I think that's where the issue, and it's just all weird. But look, the fight, Josh Padley.
Look, man, they were quick to say he's an electrician, and I fought for Shakur because one, so many ducks. He's very unfortunate. He's been desperately begging for a fight. But two, obviously, I know the discourse that comes with Shakur Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, if this guy doesn't get this guy out of here in one round, it's long for him. It's cooked. He's not finished, but you know what I mean. He's going to be finished. They are going to kill this man if he doesn't get. Because before the fight, they're saying, "Oh, Shakur Stevenson, 1 round, blah blah." After 2 rounds, 3 rounds, Shakur Stevens is going life and death with an electrician, y'all. Shit, this guy just got off the couch and Shakur's struggling to get him out. I said, "Oh my goodness!"
And YouTubers, this is him,
bro. It's deep because, and also before that, the video of them doing the grip tester came out. And Shakur has given an almighty. By the way, that score was crazy. First of all, because I then saw people bringing up the women's efforts and women's all strong. They'll compare it to like the average for a teenager to a girl. It was below all them averages, by the way, bro. So the cooking has been crazy. I'm telling you, bro. How can people be telling me that? I said, this is your man's, right? Look what he's getting. I said, yo, I can't look. Shakur has just had hand surgery. So he did say before, and in fact, the fact that he gave the excuse before it was even worse. Made it worse for him. They said, look, he's giving excuses already. Look, how can my own boy message me in the group and say, Shakur Stevenson's never beaten the allegations? I already knew what he meant. I said, let me guess. The pillow fish allegation. He said, yep. He said, yep. He's killing this guy. And look, I'm happy to accept Shakur for what he is, bro. He's not a power puncher. And unfortunately, guys like Tank have warped a lot of guys' minds.
They need to be.
These 145 pounders aren't really there to be knocking guys out like that. Tank is an anomaly. But unfortunately, because of the way Tank is and his fan base are, they hyper-analyze everything when it comes to Shakur. And look, we know he's not a power puncher. I'm very happy for him not to be a power puncher. I said to my boy, yeah, he's not a power puncher. He is pillow-fisted. So what? The fact of the matter is, he will box rings around every single fighter you could name today, mainly in his weight class. And I'm okay with that, personally.
And he might still get him out there.
He might still get him out there.
He might still get him out there, too.
He doesn't. But one thing's for sure. One thing's for certain. Shakur will outbox anyone. His IQ is on another level compared to a lot of these guys. And I'm perfectly fine with the way he is. It is what he is. Not everyone's blessed with power. And Tank, we know, has freakish power. Tank is an anomaly, like I said. But Shakur is one thing for sure. He will box rings around you. And look, this Padley guy, doesn't matter who it was. What happened to Padley would have happened to Floyd Schofield as well, to be honest. He gave Padley a boxing lesson, beat the brakes off him for 9 rounds, and then got him out there in the 9th round with some amazing body shots and body work. And I want to credit Padley because he went down at least 4 or 5 times in that fight, kept getting up, showed crazy heart, which I knew he would. And yeah, he was tough as nails, but Shakur, being Shakur, destroyed him as he would. It's hard for him though because he needs a marquee opponent, to be honest, and he's finding it tough. It's supposed to be Zepeda after Zepeda's due to fight, and if he gets through his next fight, then they're saying it's going to be Zepeda. I hope so, but again, for Zepeda's not enough. He needs a bigger name, but unfortunately, these guys do not want to fight him for the reason why they might get embarrassed. Because Shakur, he might not knock you out, but he can make you look very stupid in there.
Yeah, you see, and part of the problem isn't just the fans, isn't just the Tank fans, it's boxers as well who are coming out and saying Tank's boring. That's why they don't want to fight him. Shakur's boring. That's why they don't want to fight him. He doesn't sell. I don't want to fight Shakur. He's boring. Look, Shakur doesn't run or in a ring. He's not. You know how they call Mayweather boring and say he runs. Shakur
they say he runs. They say he runs though. They say
he does not. But he doesn't. That's the truth. He comes forward and beats you up and sticks it on you. Like I've seen clips of them saying, he's running, but that's just defensive work.
Look, it was one fight, the De Los Santos fight, where he obviously I think he hurt his hand in that fight. He was basically fighting one-handed, so he was on his bike the whole fight. But it was still educated boxing, but also he was on the back foot throughout. But he's actually changed He's changed his style. You know, he's actually become a lot more. When he first started off, he was a bit more whatever, but to respond to the criticism, he's actually tried to be more aggressive, and he's more aggressive now.
He's been aggressive. Jamal Herring was aggressive. Yoshino was aggressive. Cogensal. Oscar Val. When he's broken you down and he's on it, and he knows he's aggressive. He beat the brakes of Herring. He stopped him. And that was aggressive. So he does what he needs to do to win. He's more like Andre Ward in that sense, where he'll do what he needs to be done to win.
Whatever it takes to win. Yeah.
If he needs to be defensive and roll up and move backwards, he'll do that. If he knows he's broken you down, he's going to come forward, step to you. You saw Paddy. Paddy was taking his shots. Yeah. Started going to the body, started investing to the body. Got him out of there through that. And that's what you need from a fighter. For a fighter, he's going to be like, because you see people headhunting and not getting them out of there and say, go to the body. Shakur don't need telling. He knows what to do. Great fighter, man. Look. And he got right back on Twitter after the fight, going back and forth with people.
So that's one critique I do have of him. Because obviously they're quick to call him Shakur Twitterson. I do think he bites too easy on the Twitter thing. Yeah. Just let them do the talking. Because at this point, these lot aren't going to give him any props until he fights a Tank or whatever, or fights all these guys. But these lot don't want to fight him. So he actually can't win right now. Obviously, we saw Tank's reaction, quick to drop LOL. That's where he clapped back at Tank and said, "You better be prepared for Lamont Roach next week. He's ready to tap that chin." So yeah, obviously, look, we want to see him fight Tank. We want to see him fight all these guys. It's just whether or not these guys will fight him. And cool, yeah, maybe he doesn't bring in the monetary gains for a lot of these fighters. But at the end of the day, he's a world champion. If you want to be great and want to fight champions, you have to go through him at some point. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's boring. It's boring because he was expected to win. That's the only reason why. He's expected to beat all these people. He's fighting people who he's better than. And none of these people are really, because he's gone through the test, really and truly. We've watched him come through the test, and now, because he's not a knockout artist and he's fighting people he's better than, and no one wants to step up and fight him. But when you watch, if you've watched Shakur for a long time, definitely not a boring fight. This was only boring because
it was one-sided.
Yeah, it's just one-sided, and you don't expect anything from Padley. But shout out to Padley, mad heart and all that, respects. But Shakur is not a boring fighter.
Yeah, we know boxing is so skewed towards knockouts. I get it. Knockouts are a huge part of excitement, and that's what gets casuals on their seats, knockouts and that. But it's skewed like horribly, to be honest. And yeah, that's how literally they use that as fuel as to why Tank, and yeah, you know what? Tank probably does maybe go out and knock Shakur out if he lands on him. Yeah, he does. If he catches him, he will stop him. Let's be real. Yeah, cool. Yeah. I'm not debating that, but
set up.
Thank you. Fight him.
Set up.
Don't say that. Because of that, they should never fight. Fight him.
Tank's fans are fighting Tank's battles on Twitter where they can just sit up and fight. If you don't need all this going back.
You mean to tell me that Lamont Roach is more qualified of fighting Tank than Shakur Stevenson?
Yeah, crazy.
Come on. Get the hell out of here.
Stop defending what Tank's doing. Just set up.
Tank fans, we'll get to it, but Tank fans are really jarring, man.
Yeah.
The way they just enable bullshit from Tank and his team is crazy to me. And they set up all kinds of defenses for him. Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. What's your preference, actually?
For Shakur?
Just punches or boxers, because you were just talking about casuals prefer punches, and that's true. But do you prefer a puncher? Do you like a boxer? Do you have a preference?
I tend to go for skills. I appreciate both. Yeah. Really and truly, my perfect ideal is a boxer puncher, innit? So
yeah,
that's why I revere Canelo so highly, because he could do both. But obviously, my introduction in my GOAT, it was Mike Tyson, who was a puncher. He had skills, but he was more of a puncher. Yeah. But also, my modern day GOAT is Floyd, who is one of the most skilled fighters ever. So yeah, I tend to. And all those matchups, I always tend to go for the skilled guy. I always say, I think skills pay the bills. So I tend to lean towards the skills. But sometimes, obviously, you've got a lot of men that can punch and have skills, i.e. Tank. So that's why I rate Tank so highly, because he has both to me. So I appreciate a combination of both.
Right. Because I remember you claimed you were a puncher back in the day. So you might need to.
How long did it take me to come to that one, bro? To set that one up.
I thought you might go like that.
Power.
Yeah, you might have been a punch.
Well, if I cracked you, you know. Good for my boys.
Hit it, don't get hit, baby. Hit it, don't get hit. Anyway, okay, cool.
Yeah. Look, Shakur's my guy. Look, we love Shakur in this pod. Some of his antics, I disagree with, but you cannot chat to that man in his boxing skills and his IQ. You can't. Yeah. And some of the corn, I know what it's driven by. Like I said, Tank and them man, driving that Twitter soon, boring, pillow hands, blah blah. So I knew the corn was coming the moment this went past more than one round. And it was funny, but it's just like, damn. But hey, if it's so easy, and you think my man handles him so easily, let's see. Surely it's no risk to Tank then. Surely they're saying, these shots that Paddy's taking, Tank won't even dent Tank, blah blah. He walked through his punches. Let's see then if it's so easy, right? If it's so easy. So yeah. The one video that annoyed me, Tank dropped, quickly before we move on, Tank dropped, obviously this is pre-amble for Roach. So they're naming opponents. It's Keyshawn, super easy work. Keyshawn, super easy work. Javante, Oh no, sorry, Devin, easy work. Shakur, easy work. They then went Lomachenko. He goes, challenge. He's a vet, so challenge. Lamont Roach, challenge. Tiafimo, challenge. And the fan was saying, oh, he said Keyshawn, Devin, and Shakur easy work. And I believe him. Like, the guy was being dead serious. I believe him, But, like, come on, man.
The champion's in his weight. The champion's in his weight that he isn't fighting an easy work. Look, I've seen him saying, but who has he fought? Who has he fought?
Who has he fought?
about other people.
Yep.
About Keyshawn and Shakur. Who have they fought? But you're fighting Roach.
And fans eat into this.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, let's end the tank section. We'll discuss tank quickly later.
Yeah,
cool.
we'll get to tank.
We'll get to tank. Look, cool. Not Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, Martin Bakoli. In vein of, in the same ballpark as mystery illnesses. 2 days from the fight, we see that Daniel Dubois, the first tweet said he's gone down with the illness. Doctors are checking his availability. And then shortly later, like an hour later, he's out of the fight. They're looking at potential opponents. Okoli was one. Who was the other one? Because Bakoli wasn't named initially. Was Okoli?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It was definitely Okoli. Okoli was definitely one of them. I think one of them might have been Joe Joyce. And yeah. Anyways, yeah. But out of nowhere, we said it's Bakoli. I'm like, cool. You know what? Again, actually, before I start, Daniel Dubois, the illness, again, we don't know too much about it. Mm-hmm. I heard rumors. About an old Daniel Dubois rumor that we've spoken about before. From that Queensbury camp. I've heard rumors, but I'm not going to say too much on that because you don't know. I'm not trying to be sued. But I have heard that old rumor flows that we talked about before. I've heard it.
Questions? Just a little question that we asked.
Yeah.
Just a little question because who knows?
Hey, I'm just going to say it came back around, bro. That's what I'm going to say on that one. Because I tried to do some digging. It's come back around. Anyways, Bakoli, bro. Yeah, as you said earlier, bro, get well soon, Daniel. Hope he's okay. I still would like to see Dubois Parker personally, but anyways, Bakoli. Now, when Bakoli was announced, bro, I was like, yeah, I'm still going to go Parker on this one, to be honest. I kind of heard Bakoli has always been a huge heavyweight, like big heavyweight. And I'd heard that he was coming in at about 315 pounds. That's about 145 kg or something like that, which is, even for him, extra big, out of shape. He hadn't been in camp, taking this fight on 2 days' notice. So I'm there thinking to myself, yes, we know Bakoli is the so on and so forth boogeyman of a division. We know he's very dangerous, hits hard, good activity, tough fighter. We just asked Jared Anderson what he did to him. But off the camp, Parker's looking sharper than ever. I said to myself, really and truly, Parker should be getting this guy out of here. Parker should be winning. But yeah, I was intrigued. It's still intriguing to me, an intriguing prospect as a whole to see what Bakoli were getting and how Parker does against someone that he hasn't trained for necessarily and is actually bigger than what he anticipated. Yeah, Bakoli was out of shape and clearly the lack of camp was there. The fight was weird though, bro, because obviously it's kind of started and both of these guys are throwing at it and Bakoli's landing some good shots, backing Parker up into the corner, and Parker's fighting back at the same time, but also eating some big bangs. Second round comes down, bro. Parker's landing, Bakoli's kind of ducking, and Parker's throwing. And the shot is kind of clipped Bakoli in the back of the head. And as we know, with these back of the head shots...
At the top. It was the top.
Oh, the top.
Right.
Sorry, yeah.
It was like the top.
Crown, around this area, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen it before in boxing, when you tap that area a certain way hard enough. Can't forget, Parker's coming in at a career heavy. It's 19 stone. He's a big man. He throws powerful shots. When you do that, your equilibrium's going to go. And we've seen Bakoli step back, then legs just go, doom. Bro's collapsed like a sack of potatoes, boy.
That's all little shake.
Bro, collapsed. And that's all she wrote. Because he beat the count, but didn't the corner throw him the towel?
I didn't know how it ended, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if the ref waved it off or
the court.
Yeah.
But that was it. Look, I can't lie. I kind of missed the ending because I was like, wait, what? Huh? It came out of nowhere, bro. But look, to me, Bakoli should have never taken this fight I don't know why him and his team took it. It was clear he wasn't ready. We knew he wasn't coming. He wasn't in camp. So, yeah, I don't know why he took it.
Well, it sounds like they got paid a handsome, like it's life-changing money, apparently, it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess so.
But look, when I heard that he was catching multiple flights and hadn't arrived, I saw videos of him catching flight hopping.
It wasn't a direct flight,
That morning, that there was worry that is he going to make it in time if his flight's delayed or not? He's going to be jet lagged. I said in the chat with you, if Parker loses this, he has to retire. There's no way you should be losing to someone who's jet lagged, overweight, not in camp, arriving on the day, arriving to Saudi on the day of the fight. I was like, you can't be losing to an out of shape, off the couch, Bacoli, off the plane. It's just crazy.
Bro, he didn't even have his own gloves with him. He wore Dubois' gloves.
It just looked like someone who's, when you hear sparring stories and people say, I just rocked up, I was partying the night out, and he pulled up for a spar and against someone who's fully prepared for battle. Fully prepared.
Yeah.
And I think that shot kind of tells that his condition wasn't there, because he got caught with a shot and his whole body shut down. And Bacoli can take shots.
Yeah, bro, he eats them.
Bacoli can take shots.
Because Anderson hit him with the kitchen sink, and he walks forward.
But you could just see, boom, like he just seemed like all that jet lag or whatever, riding on planes or bullshit, frazzled his body and he went down. So it just kind of shows that conditioning matters and all this preparation does matter. Because Parker's not a punch up like that.
Yeah.
So that's what like I said, that's what she
wrote. I know Parker obviously would be disappointed because he expected a title shot and it's been taken from him out the blue. It's a weird win because, like I said, Bacoli was avoided, right? And Boogeyman, and he's kind of taking him out. So, but we know that wasn't a proper Bacoli. I mean, I like to think that even, he's got. I like to think that even if it was a in camp, in shape Bacoli, I'd like to probably say Parker wins. But we will never.
That'll be interesting, though. Yeah, it will be interesting.
Definitely interesting. Yeah. Definitely interesting because Bacoli's got a bit of Joe Joyce to him a little bit. Like, does he will come forward? He won't use much head movement, but he'll come forward and throw a lot. Heavy. So, at least I would have been a bit annoyed if Parker lost in this way based on all the good work Parker, especially to an out of shape Bacoli. I would have been pissed off. But he's done he did what he had to do. And Bacoli, Herman was livid. He thought it was awful matchmaking from Bacoli's team because he said he's going to knock him back a little bit, but I don't think so necessarily. I think he said heavyweight division, you're one win away from being back in contention. So
Turkey will put him in a nice fight.
I said Turkey will bust him, 100%.
Give him a nice fight.
At least we'll get him a direct flight back. At least get him a direct flight back. At least, boy. I don't know how. I don't know how they couldn't get him a direct flight, but boy, Shout out to Parker. I still want to see Parker Joyce though. Parker Dubois. I was intrigued by that one. I would still like to see that.
Yeah.
So Dubois, don't go anywhere. Get well soon, bro. Cool. I think we've waited long enough for main event time. What a main event, man. What a main event. As I said earlier, bro, I went for the full range of emotions watching this fight, man. It's so, bro, I almost feel like a proud dad after the result got read out, man. I was smiling ear to ear, genuinely happy. Happy for a fighter, seeing the emotions. Bivol II, bro, was everything that we expected it to be and more. Man. Let's go straight into it. First 3 rounds, I had Bivol 3-0 up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We questioned the tactics and what we were going to see different. And we saw Bivol start with an urgency, bro. Real urgency, looking to get into it and get started quickly. And he banked those early rounds. There was urgency and activity. Look, I will say it again, yeah? I personally feel that Bivol is one of the most fluid boxers I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
He's actually just floats. He's a joy to, like, when I say joy to watch, it's just beautiful, man. He's in and out stuff, piecing you up out of there like a flash, carrying you, stepping to, bro, the move, nothing's wasted. The footwork, the shot selection, boom, 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 out of there, boom, 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 angles. Everything is beautiful and it's perfect. Like I'm thinking to myself, my God, what a fighter.
Yeah.
So watching him do that in the first couple of rounds, bro, I'm thinking to myself, Beterbiev is looking confused. He's hitting the air. He's getting pieced up. But despite all this good stuff, bro, already I'm worried.
You can see Beterbiev started. Yeah.
Because after that third round, it was after the third because he got. I said, "Oh my gosh!" Even though this is kind of similar to the first fight because Bivol started well in the first fight as well. Maybe not as fast as this one, but he started well enough. So I'm there thinking, the fact that he started this well so early also means the opposite. That Beterbiev is going to get on his pressure game early. And he already, from the third round, he already started. Fourth round now, it's peak. He started like a train. And the pressure game. Bro, this guy's pressure game is so flipping scary, man. It's actually very unnerving and very unsettling. Because I'm watching him step to Bivol, cut off the ring, and here comes the big shots. Bang, bang, big body shots. Boom, boom, headshots. Bro, from the fourth round onwards, fourth, fifth, sixth round, bro, it's hell for Bivol. Absolute hell, man. Absolute hell. And this is when the emotions kick in because the commentaries mentioned how Bivol, there might be an issue with his right hand because he's not throwing it. All he's doing, bro, is jabbing with the left. He's not throwing the right hand at all. At all. He's not using it. And they're saying that, bro, Bivol might have a hand injury. He might be injured. And whilst this is going on, he's getting absolutely ragdolled by Beterbiev, bro. Ragdolled. And I'm watching it, bro, thinking, this is so flipping sad. Those middle rounds were hell for him. He was getting battered. And so to the point where I'm there shouting, clinch, clinch, clinch. Like, move around, blah, blah. Nothing's working, bro. He can only jab. And Beterbiev is having his way. Piecing them up. And these are one-sided rounds, bro. Very, very one-sided. The activity from Bivol has completely dropped off a cliff out of nowhere. He's not throwing the right hand. And it's looking even in portions that he might be stopped. And I'm saying, bro, that if this guy has an injury, end this fight now. I don't want to see it anymore. I'm done. I'm actually done. I'm tapping out. Because I'm not trying to see Bivol go out like this. I'm not trying to see him get knocked out, stopped, dropped, all that kind of. I'm not trying to see any of that. I ain't trying to see that. End this fight now. Just throw in the towel, Bivol's corner, quit because of the injury. I don't care. Because I am not trying to, bro, I felt so sad watching the middle portions. Honestly. Bro. So that's how the first couple rounds have gone, and then the next couple rounds have gone for me. Jump in before we get to the fight, because jump in, bro. What were you going through? Emotion wise.
4 rounds in, I was knackered watching it. That's how my emotions were. Look, first 3 rounds I gave to Bivol as well, but you could see the front foot pressure from Beterbiev was clear. He was really trying to close the distance and start faster this time round. But he felt, you could see that he knew he lost those rounds. He's already losing these rounds.
Well,
so each round he started faster. Then by the 4th round, he was like, the first 3 rounds I'm worried for Bivol. I'm watching it, I'm thinking Beterbiev is looking to get onto you. Yeah. Like, you're winning these rounds, but he's gonna get onto you. And Beterbiev got onto him that 4th round, and I think 4, 5 or rounds from hell for Bivol.
Bro. Oh man.
Where he was, and it looks. I won't, because I didn't think he had a hand injury. I just thought he's not gonna clinch. He's not gonna wrap up. He's not gonna do all of that. He just kept moving. It kept moving and trying to survive and get caught. And Beterbiev was onto him. So I was thinking, wow, if this keeps going like this, it could be very peak. It could be very peak. And because he weren't throwing, I couldn't work out if he was.
I was confused because he wasn't throwing it, bro. So
he wasn't throwing
it off. But obviously, you go to the corner, they weren't touching the hand or nothing. They were just rubbing his legs. So, I'm there thinking, is he injured or not? But when he's not throwing it, it's like, it's there to be thrown. It's like, maybe he must be injured then, because why are you not throwing it? You know what I mean?
I think he didn't want it, because the first fight he would stand there and trade with Beterbiev in portions.
Yeah.
And I think he learned not to do that. Because even when he did exchange with him, he always kind of got out of there. He never got greedy in this fight. So those first 3 rounds were tense. And I think for maybe the 6th or 7th is where it started to find he would rally at the end. That's what he started doing, I think.
Yeah.
I think
try to steal the rounds.
Yeah, he's trying to steal the round again. So talk about his management of the fight. He was trying to steal the rounds and always go after the second phase. If Beterbiev goes, he'll try to go. So he tried to manage the rounds in there. So it was back and forth, ebbed and flowed in that. Before I knew it, we were in round 8, and I was like, wow.
And the second half of the fight, bro, 7-8 or whatever, that's when Bivol really gets a second win back again.
Yeah.
And that right hand, which he wasn't throwing as regularly, he's suddenly popping off with it again.
Yeah.
And those like 8, 9, 10 was just on my feet applauding because again, it's now the momentum is now swinging back in Bivol's favor because he's come back again with the energy, with the spurts. You know, every time Beterbiev throws a shot, he's throwing 4-5, then getting out of there, 4-5 out. And bro, I'm there saying Bivol. People, I'm there. The crowd's going Bivol. I'm there with my home going Bivol. Bro, I said to myself, this guy's ridiculous. He's absolutely ridiculous because he's standing in front of them with a genuine monster. He himself is a monster. And he's looking him in the eyes and popping off at him. And cool, you might say it don't look as hurtful as Beterbiev, but I'm seeing Beterbiev take steps back now sometimes.
Shifting as well.
Shifting, taking a step back, restarting his work again because of what Bivol's doing. And he's dancing, he's dancing in there. Moving left to right, bang, bang, bang. Bro, it's unbelievable. And I said to myself, wow. So what I called for last week in terms of try and save something for the second half of the fight, you've done it. Thank God. Because this is going to help you. It's going to help your case a lot better compared to the first fight, which, in my opinion, he won regardless. But anyways, that's happening now. And again, he's then banking rounds again when he went for a really rough patch of losing rounds. But again, guess what I'm there thinking? You've run too many on the bounce now, Bivol. We know what Beterbiev's going to do. 10th, 11th, Beterbiev tries to come back on smoke. I'm there thinking to myself, this guy's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So it was that kind of fight where these two fighters will have periods of success. And then the other fight will be like, I bet I'm going to up it again. And the other fight will then match it. And they'll try they're trying to one up each other for the entire fight. That's what made this, that's what made this fight so great. They kept both upping the intensity and matching the intensity of each other. Like, it was ridiculous. I've never seen so many gears go through, be gone through in the fight, bro. And look, bro, sensational fight. Again, heading into the final round, I've got it 6-5 for Bivol. In my opinion, I gave Beterbiev the final round. So actually, funny enough, despite all of this, I've actually got this fight a draw on my scorecards. Mm-hmm. I have it 6-6, 6 apiece on my scorecards, bro. Obviously, the first fight I had it 7-5 Bivol. But I'm so happy based on the fact that I've seen Bivol made certain adjustments, which we called for last week. And I'm there thinking to myself, you know what? Hopefully that is won your case over a bit more with the judges and the fans in terms of you winning this fight. Even though that I've personally scored it a draw, I'll be so happy if they give it to Bivol. I think he deserved this over the two fights personally. How did you score it personally on your card and heading into this? Yeah, what were you thinking heading into the scorecards?
I had Bivol up. I think I had it in 2-3 rounds.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I had it, yeah. So I had him winning, but it was a close. I thought Beterbiev fought a better fight than the first fight. I thought Beterbiev fought a better fight, but I also thought Bivol fought a better fight.
They both did fought a better fight.
So while the first fight was great, I thought this fight was brilliant as well. So I thought Bivol won. I think most people again thought Bivol won, but it was still a close fight. Those middle portions, some early rounds you can maybe give to. There's some close rounds. There were some close rounds. But I thought this one was maybe easier to score. But there were definitely some close rounds. I think 6 was close, maybe 10 was close. The early rounds, maybe we could give one of them to Beterbiev as well.
Mm.
So I had Bivol winning that, and I think going into maybe the 11th, I was like, yeah, Beterbiev needs a knockdown
Yeah, knockdown.
or
Okay.
a knockdown or a stoppage at this point. Similar to what his corner fought last time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting, bro. They both, like I said, they both fought better and they both made smart, even though it was similar to the first fight in terms of actions, there was still a bit more adjustments made in this one for sure. Like, even though he didn't do it enough, we did see Beterbiev did go to, he started going to the body more compared to the first fight, I felt
Yes.
like. And then also in moments when it got hairy, we saw Bivol clinch at least twice.
Yep.
Like, a
Yeah.
couple
At
times.
least twice.
There was at least twice, like, there was no clinches in the first fight. From what I remember, anyways, barely any clinches. There was definitely a lot more clinches this fight
Yeah.
initiated by Bivol. And we said you have to do that when it gets hairy. Let your pride and ego go. Just grab that man. Grab that monster.
Right at the end, when Beterbiev wanted a load of window.
Yep. Grabbed him.
Wrap him up.
Yeah, man. Look, it has to be done. Do what you can. And again, I like seeing that because it means that you both took this seriously and you both felt I have to do certain things to make it more conclusive this time. And that's exactly what happened. So going to the scorecards now, bro. Again, everyone's applauding. Like, it's just a wonderful fight. And I have it draw on my scorecards, but I really hope we get a Bivol decision here. And obviously, we see the first scorecard had it a draw, I think.
Yeah.
And then, first scorecard had it a draw. Then the remaining two scorecards had it in favor of Bivol. I heard and the new, and I was like, yes! Bro. Like I said, I felt like a proud dad because Dimitri Bivol has just been a wonderful servant to this game of boxing, bro. I love the way he boxes, the style he boxes in. Again, he's not a guy that gets many KOs, but the skill, the way he beats these guys. Bivol has the capability of beating you up while standing in front of you and whilst being in front of you. Not necessarily being on the back foot retreating. He was standing in the pocket. He can stand in the pocket with you and beat you up, and you can't land a glove on him, and he's popping you. You know what I mean? So seeing him being able to just go for all this, like the year he's had, challenges he had, to do this and unify and then become undisputed, wow. And to have someone like Canelo wins over Canelo and Beterbiev on your resume, Bivol's going straight to that Hall of Fame, boy. They both are, first of all. They both are. They're both.
Yeah.
Again, this fight was another stark reminder, bro, before you jump in, that these two are so far above everyone else in this division that it's not even a joke. Like it's mad. The gap between these two and everyone else is insane. I've never seen such a gap between two guys.
Yeah, and we knew that. And it's once again, I think we've said this before. It's these two v each other that will bring the challenge out, that will show that they may be human or there's one who can match the other. Because Beterbiev knocks everyone out.
Yeah.
Now he's fought Bivol twice, hasn't knocked him out.
Hasn't knocked him out. Yep.
Bivol doesn't get hit.
Yep.
We've seen him get touched.
Yep.
Touched like a normal fighter would get touched. We've seen him walk to wobbled.
Look at his face after the fight. Look at the cut. Yeah.
Doesn't he have the stat as someone who gets hit the least? Him and Shakur. Least hit. So now we've seen both of them not expose each other, but hurt each other, hurt their strengths and show weaknesses in them. And I think Bivol winning helps the rivalry. I think that's kind of like I didn't want it to be a washing the first fight. Remember, I said it would be sad if this was a washing. I think it's one apiece now. Just kind of once again reiterates the level these two are at. They're clear, and they're the perfect rivals. They're the perfect dance partners for each other,
bro. Perfect.
So I'm happy
different styles as well. Look, the first time the power guy won. Second time, it showed an example of how skills can beat the power punch. You know what I mean? They're both different styles, completely different styles. They're different personalities, apparently, as well. Obviously, they don't really get along, and they're not really friends like that. Yeah. Apparently,
but there's respect there.
There's genuine respect between both of them. Real rivalry, respectful rivalry. Like I said, it always kills me how both of them they run to the ring because they ain't trying to do no. They just want to. Bro, they're here to scrap. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
But the emotion from Bivol and his face, you can tell he really, really wanted this, man. He really wanted this. So big him up, man. Like I felt so happy for him. I was ecstatic, so proud. I already know they're crashing his wife, his ex-wife's comments. I already know they're crashing that. Bro, what next? It has to be a trilogy, right? It has to be.
Run it back. Run it back. We need a
Run it back,
decider.
man. We need this. Look, for me as a fan, both two fights have delivered. More than delivered, in fact.
It's a real trilogy as well. One of the fake trilogies.
Look, boxing we know loves a trilogy. We love trilogies in this sport of ours. So, it's only right that we see a trilogy. And it should be next because Beterbiev is 40, as I said, he's getting on. Doesn't look like it, but he's 40. We can't ignore that fact. And Bivol's 34, I think. So, yes, I think they should fight each other next for the one final time. Let's see who's going to come out on top, who officially is the greatest light heavyweight of this era, because it's one apiece right now. And again, this was still close and contentious. I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Beterbiev. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't have been too mad because it was a close fight again. Both of these fights have been razor close, in my opinion. So, yeah, man, I definitely thought we deserve to see a third fight. We see some people going against that. Some people say that there's no need for a third fight. Let them fight other people now. I personally disagree with that, man. I'm sorry, David Benavidez, you're going to have to wait, in my eyes. You've done great things. You're up there. But in my eyes, you got to wait. Fight Callum Smith in the interim, as you said earlier. I'm down for that. Fight someone else. But right now, I think Bivol and Beterbiev deserve to have that final, trilogy to end this rivalry. That's it, man.
You said it's going to be final, but I just think they need to fight again. Look, I think this is the perfect rivalry, the perfect dance partnership, the perfect setup. Both close fights, both fought beautifully, one apiece, go again, and because they're just made for each other. This is what we've called on for ages, and they delivered both times.
Thank you, Turkey, because we've been calling for this for years.
Yep,
we've said it for years that these two are the two best. We need to see it
clearly.
It's taken. In fact, I know it's taken so long, but I'm happy it's here now because they're both still. Funnily enough, Beterbiev at 40 is still in his prime.
Yeah,
clearly Beterbiev hasn't missed a step. As who Bellew said, he's been getting stronger as each fight goes on with age. So yeah, man.
Yeah. And Bivol wasn't even. I don't think Bivol was getting the credit once again because he wasn't knocking people out. He wasn't getting the credit
at all.
Because once upon a time they were calling him a cherry,
and he was avoided actually. Bivol. So yeah, it's true. They called him a cherry. Yeah,
they were calling him because they didn't know him too tough. They were calling him a cherry. Then it was a cherry gone wrong.
Yep.
But we've known, and I think he's shown it now. So everyone else wait to the side, wait till these men retire or one of them retires or they have this trilogy at least. I think they need a trilogy. And I'm hoping it's a draw.
What? So you get another for a fourth one?
I think if it's a draw, they can go off and fight other people, and then maybe come back around for a fourth. Because I could watch these men fight all day. I could watch them fight all day. This
actually has the potential to be the greatest trilogy in boxing. To be honest, I mean, there's been many great trilogies in boxing. From an elite standpoint, I mean, I'm trying to think of the other great trilogies I enjoyed. Obviously, Pacquiao Marquez was 4 actually. That was 4 fights, and they were all great. Obviously,
4 or 5. They fight.
Was it? I thought it was 4.
Well, I think it might be 4 because he stopped.
Obviously, a lot of contentious. No, one of them was contentious. For sure.
3-1.
You like to say you like to say that 2 of them are contentious. I know that. Or you like to say 3 of them are contentious. I saw you say
maybe.
I know there was one that you said. Yeah,
there's 2. It could be 3-1s of Marquez. Really, it could be.
But it ended in a way deserving for Marquez, in my opinion. But even that one, like, I don't know, man. Marquez looked a bit. I don't know. But anyways, this could be one of the best trilogies we've ever seen. Unfortunately, Triple G and Canelo, the third fight fell flat based on Triple G being over the hill, unfortunately. But if we can get these two still rematching in a couple months' time, they'll both still, I think, got enough strength to deliver an amazing fight again. So yeah. But hats off to both fighters, man. I thoroughly enjoyed that card. Hats off to His Excellency again. Dimitri Bivol, man, well done, mate. You did it. You flipping did it. You Silver monster. Didn't get dropped. No, a lot of people still thought that Beterbiev was going to knock him out this time, I said, not my Bivol. Boy. All right, man. Flowz. Let's quickly finish off with a preview of the card next week. We've already mentioned him a bunch of times this pod. Gervonta Tank Davis, the guy that the PBC like to say is the face of boxing. He is in action against Lamont Roach. Just to remind listeners, Gervonta is a champion at 135 and he's defending his belt. Lamont Roach is a champion at 130. He's actually coming up in weight to challenge Tank for this belt. These two know each other very well. Obviously, we know Tank's from Baltimore. Roach is from DC. Tank's got ties to DC. I think obviously they've both been inspiring before, and I think he's trained at his gym actually. So they know each other. Yeah, man. What do we say about this one, bro? Because look, Tank's gonna win. Look. No offense to Lamont Roach. I think Lamont, he's a good champion. 130 package, 130 pounder, strong, good fighter. But he's not gonna beat Tank. Let's be real. No matter what they say, how they dress it up, how they try and show it. Yes, he'll be game, competitive, maybe in portions, maybe. But that's maybe down to Tank maybe taking the piss. But at the end of the day, just like Frank Martin, Tank will eventually land or get serious. And I don't see how Lamont Roach's chin holds up. I'll be so real. Shakur was even saying that he believes Roach can beat Tank. I think he was like, come on, Shaq, you probably don't know. Come on. Roach is good, don't get me wrong, but he's not going to beat Tank, let's be real. Because let's be honest, Team Tank are not going to put him with a guy he can lose to. They're not.
Yep, that's
not. Sorry, what do you say, Fo?
I have nothing to say about this one, really. I don't.
Yeah.
Tank's probably going to stop him. Cool.
Yep.
And then going to fight someone else who's not really at his level. Maybe Isaac Cruz again, or I don't know.
Yep.
I'm losing a lot of. Look, Tank retired, like you said. Even though you're lying, retire because you're not giving us what we want for years now. For years. Tank was a prospect. What 10 years ago?
Yep.
We've been calling for fights since then, and he hasn't delivered on anything. He hasn't fought.
Mad.
Okay.
Only one is Ryan Garcia, and he rehydrated, claws the hell out of him.
Yeah.
That was it.
And he knew he could beat Ryan.
Yeah.
Look, I've been frustrated since we followed Tank's career. I've been frustrated with him from early.
Yeah.
From early, not taking fights too seriously, messing around in there sometimes.
The sad thing is, from the day we saw him, we said it was going to happen. We said these lot are gonna Mayweather TMT will milk this cow and protect him to get as much money out of him. And there was a small period where I had faith. When he broke away from Mayweather Promotions, I said, is he taking charge of his own career now? Great, we might see. Because I was there saying, I don't think Tank is really scared of these guys. I don't think he's scared of these guys. I think he does want to fight these guys, but obviously we know what Mayweather, similar to what De La Hoya was doing with Canelo back in the day, where he didn't want to put him against the killers. And Canelo was saying, that wasn't down to me. I want to fight these guys, but it's my promoter. So when Tank was going through that fallout with Mayweather and he left Mayweather Promotions, I'm there thinking, cool, maybe we can get him in charge of his career. But it turns out that wasn't the case in terms of, has he really left, even though he's left Mayweather Promotions, because he's locked in with Al Heyman, and PBC is Mayweather and Al Heyman, Mayweather is still around all the time and whatnot, and the PBC, you know what they do over there, they're going to protect him. Al Heyman, making sure he doesn't, fight guys that could potentially beat him to continue milking this cash cow. So Tank is not going to fight any of these men until they are on their last legs or they're severely struggling, let's be real. So, yeah, man, it just frustrates me that they're able to pull the wool over the eyes of so many fans. Because, we see some fans waking up to Team Tank, but a lot of them still are wrapped around their little finger. And it really annoys me. I'm like, don't you demand more from this guy? They don't. And it baffles me.
They want to give him it's so weird. He's
Bro,
the face of boxing. They were calling him. This guy fights once a year. And who's he fighting? Frank Martin, Rolly Romero. That's who he's fighting, and he's the fit. Right now, Turkey's in the scene. They're saying, they're hating on Turkey's cards.
Massively.
They're hating on Turkey and the cards he's putting on because of Tank.
Yeah,
Tank shouldn't get involved. Man,
and you saw the Adamant's comments. This is why Tank won't go over there. This is why he shouldn't go over there because they'll rob him. This, that. You know what? Like, come on, man. They're here. They're here championing Tank. Obviously, Turkey approached Tank and he came with some nuts demands.
Asking for Ferraris and
5 Ferraris and Rolls Royces and stuff like that. And they're saying
that's a version. That's a form of ducking.
and they're their champion that's saying, yeah, he has every right to ask for this stuff. He's the face. What are you talking about? Yeah, his fans annoying. I don't know how he's got them wrapped around his little finger. But Tank, I'm putting blame on you as well. It's not just your team, it's you too.
No, for sure.
Because you buy into all this, you consistently belittle all these other fighters, consistently say they're easy work and you don't want to fight them, and you've beaten them all up in sparring before, all that kind of stuff. It's easy. If it's so easy, fight them. What are you in this game for, man? You're not trying to be great. Well, I don't think he is. I don't think he cares anymore, to be honest. So yeah. He's going to beat Lamont Roach, and they'll make a song and dance about it, about how he's the face and whatnot. And that's it, really. We'll see him fight, as you said, Pitbull Cruz or some random Latino again. So yeah, man. Good luck to you, Tank. Undercard's actually decent, to be fair. I don't know if you've seen the undercard, but you've got on the undercard
J-Rock back.
J-Rock is fighting Yoenis Tellez. I haven't seen Tellez fight, but I know he's a Cuban super welterweight that's unbeaten and meant to be good. You've also got Jose Valenzuela, Rayo Valenzuela, defending his belt. You know, the belt he won against Pitbull Cruz. He's defending against Gary Russell's brother, Gary Russell. Gary Antoine Russell. The guy that Gary Antoine Russell lost to in a title shot, Puello, he's defending that belt against Sandor Martin. So it's actually a really good undercard. So you've got two defenses. Yeah,
so
140.
Jarrett Heard's on the card too, is he?
Oh, is he? I haven't even seen his name, but I don't. Bro, I'm not checking for Jarrett Heard. I can't lie. In 2025, that guy's cooked. But yeah, so it actually is a very good undercard, to be fair. Two world title fights, obviously 3 world title fights, and then J-Rock, who's probably in his last legs as well. But yeah, all I know is that it ain't better than no Riyadh season. That's for sure. I know that for damn sure. But yeah, man, Flowz, been a great episode, bumper episode. We were blessed this weekend. We were treated. Yeah, man. Long live Riyadh season. I'm Team Saudi, man. It's been episode 236 of the Strap SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, you know where to find us, people. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.